Hello everyone, how are you doing and welcome back. So today I'm just going to run through some of the main settings that I recommend having a play around with just to help you get better on the battlefield. I'm not going to be covering like keybinds or video settings or anything like that, just because everybody has their own preference to that. Obviously it depends what system you're running, kind of what keyboard setup, keyboard layout and everything like that you got. I know some people obviously use do ASD, but I know some people use like ESDF and sort of different variations of that, so there's not really much point me running through keybinds and sensitivity and stuff like that, because everybody's different at the end of the day. Everybody's got a different setup to one another. So I'm just going to run through some of the settings that sort of Battlefield have put in that can just help you sort of get more information to you quicker and sort of help you with killing enemies quicker. So starting off, we're just going to go over to the HUD and sort of go down to kill log. So obviously I do recommend it that you turn this on. I think it is on by default, but this is the main one here. So show kills made by. I have it set to nearby instead of all, team, squad, self, and obviously nearby. I do recommend nearby. That's because for me personally, I don't see why you need to know what's going on, say over at the D flag, if you're at A, and kind of vice versa. So having it on nearby, you can sort of get more information that's relevant to you. So whether a teammate kills an enemy or an enemy kills a teammate, then from there you can sort of see which weapon it was. So whether it was like a gun that killed him, a vehicle, and so get from that you can then sort of decide what to do next. What's the best play to keep you alive and for you to kill the enemy. So it just gives you more information that's more relevant to what's going on around you. Going over to Crosshair, I do recommend, so the default color for Crosshair is white, but I do recommend sort of changing the color to something that's not sort of commonly found on the battlefield. So I have it set to pink, just because I found that the white crosshair sometimes got lost sort of in the white background, so whether it be like snow or sort of if you're looking towards the sun or sort of brighter maps, it can get lost. And where milliseconds are the difference between life and death, especially in this game, I do recommend changing the color just to help you. It's like not have that split second decision where you're trying to find the crosshair in those certain situations. So having it set to either pink or color that you prefer, just as long as it's sort of bright and it's sort of a more unique colour, sort of the colour palette of the Battlefield 2042, can just help you sort of with aiming onto enemies, hit fire and stuff like that when you sort of get caught out of guard, sort of in those split second decisions. Moving down, hit colour, I have it set to green. Once again, just more of a unique colour. I know obviously there are jungle maps, trees, stuff like that, but it's sort of a different colour to sort of the general army character colours. Let's say, because it is a bright green, and that's kind of what I preferred. I sort of used it since Battlefield 4, so 4, 1, and 5, and so on. It's kind of what I've always used. So once again, it's just more down to muscle memory for me personally. But once again, I do recommend sort of changing the colours up. Headshot colour, I have it set to green, but if you want to have it as a different colour, that's completely fine. But I do know the sort of hit indicator when you hit an enemy in the head, it is sort of a thicker like X, let's say, compared to just hitting them in the body. So that's why I have it set to green, just because I can sort of be able to see that thicker X. But obviously it's down to you personally. And kill colour, I just have it set to red, because it's been like that in every other game. Like red sort of means you've killed the enemy. So it's once again, it's just down to that sort of muscle memory, in the sense that why change it if I kind of already know what red means. And armor hit indicator, I have it set to yellow. Once again, it's just giving me more information. If I tag an enemy and see that I've hit their that the sort of crosshair, well, hit indicator, sorry, comes up as yellow, then I know that I've just tagged their armor, and unless they've gotten to cover, I can start hitting their actual HP down. Minimap, I've changed this from 50 to 100, just whilst being on the ground. This gives me a better overview, a bit more sort of better overview on the map of kind of what's going on around me. Sound, not really much here to talk about, but I do recommend, if you can, just get like even if it's a cheap pair of headphones, unless you have a real good speaker system, just getting a good pair of headphones can help and go a long way, just being able to tell where enemies are coming from, regards to like footsteps and weapons shooting and stuff like that. And for me personally, I turn the music volume down. I know the soundtrack is pretty good, but when it's like the sort of last 100 tickets or so, 150 tickets, especially in Conquest or Breakthrough, the music kicks in, and it can just be a bit sometimes distracting. So I that turned down, and then sometimes turn it off altogether. And as regards to sort of, I know I said I wasn't going to talk about keybinds, but sensitivity wise, At the moment, for some reason, like controller sensitivity and mouse and key, sort of mouse sensitivity are tied together. So like if you change the settings here to 15, it won't change on the controller to 15. So what happens is it's still technically 20 overall. I don't know why this is a thing, and I know DICE are aware of it. So just make sure whatever your mouse sensitivity is, it's the same on the controller. Just because at the moment, like, they're tied together. Because when I put it down to 15 on the mouse and was using it, I was like, this doesn't feel like, it feels like this bit, it still feels like it's like 20, you know. And it feels like there's a bit of acceleration with it. So make sure you've turned that down, so that they're both the same. And there's a couple more that you need to change. So soldier aim assist and soldier aim assist zoom stat, these are both to 0. And then there was a couple more. So where are we here? Aiming left or right acceleration, turn that to 0. Make sure these are both 100. This is turned off. Uniform soldier aiming is turned off, and zoom transition sensitivity smoothing is also turned off. And this coefficient, I know it's grayed out, and everybody else has seen it's grayed out, but the people have said just to make sure that both like the coefficient on controller and on mouse and keyboard is the same as each other. So those are the settings you just need to change. If you've been feeling like sensitivity is a bit off, like it just doesn't feel right, it feels like it's either too fast or too slow, just have a go changing those settings and seeing if that helps or improves you. But I know at the moment DICE are aware of it, so hopefully whenever the patch comes out, it's all fixed. But yeah, I don't know why that's a thing. And obviously everything else like keybinds and stuff like that, it's all sort of personal preference, like I stated at the start. So those are the settings that I do recommend just having a play around with. You know, it can just help with so many ways, just helping you just get more information to you and get that step over the enemy. You know, where being one step ahead of the enemy can net you a load of kills and help you just pull that flank off, and go on those epic streaks that you can see in all Battlefield videos. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Obviously, if you've got any more that you recommend people try out, you know, leave it down in the comments below. It just helped you in any way, make sure to drop a like, give some feedback as well. Always looking to improve these videos, so anything I can do to make them better, please let me know. And if you want to see sort of more content like this, both tips, tricks, guides and stuff like that coming in the future, make sure for Battlefield 2042, make sure to drop a subscribe as well. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next one. Have a good one.